Hello and welcome to the VCR podcast with me, Mike Trower. I'm here to help you on your video journey, giving you information, tips, advice and coaching to help push your video content to grow your business. And today I'm talking to you about my backup plan of being a motor vehicle mechanic, or motor vehicle technician was the correct form. Okay, so I went to college and I learnt how to fix cars in case working at my family's hardware store didn't work out. And I needed that later on in life. So when I was a kid, I was at school. School wasn't the best. It wasn't the most fun. I spoke in an earlier podcast about a bit of bullying. And I do have, a part of me has ADHD, and also a part of me has dyslexia. So I'm not that good at the traditional sit at a desk academic stuff. I didn't leave school with amazing grades. I had a drama GCSE and a business studies GCSE. And design and I made a pedal bin in design and technology. I think I got a C in that. So it might have been 2 GCSEs and 1 GNVQ. Anyway, I didn't have what you needed to have to go to drama school, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be Jim Carrey. That's what I wanted to do. Jim Carrey. Carrey? The guy from The Mask. I just wanted to be him. That's what... Smoking. That's what I wanted to be. That was who I wanted to be when I grew up. That's still who I want to be when I grow up. No, do you know what? I'm happy being me. Anyway, let's go back into the story. I left school with not much. My friend at the time was a stock car driver. So he used to drive around oval racetracks over the UK, over the Midlands, and he was very good at what he did. He was a very good stock car driver. Hello, Graham. And I wanted to get into cars because of him. So his dad was a mechanic. We went to his garage a few times. We did some street racing around the Birmingham city centre on some Saturday nights. And so when I left school, I wanted to get into cars. So, because I was like, yeah, it'd be really cool to like fix your own cars and like modify them and make them really fast and cool. So I went to college to learn how to fix cars, and my mum and dad thought that this was a good idea because it's a life skill that you can have, which you can fall back on later on. I was happy working at my mum's shop. So my mum and uncle had a hardware store in Birmingham. My granddad created it. He built it. And then when he retired, he passed it down to my mum and uncle. And I was really happy working there. But my mum said, please get a trade under your belt in case something goes wrong. So I went to college, learned how to fix cars in case the family business, the family's hardware store, didn't work out. And my mum told me to get a plan B. So she was my superior, I guess, in life. She was my mentor at business, and it was her suggestion to go and become a mechanic. So I did that for 3 years. I got not all the qualifications to be a fully fledged mechanic, but I got my fast fit stuff. So I had like level 2 in diagnostics and repair, and I could do exhausts and brakes and tyres and all that sorts of, that sort of stuff, repairing cars, which was cool, which was good. And then I went to work at the family's hardware store for 15 years. 15 years later, I ended up running a garage for a few months before I became a full-time dad. So I became a mechanic. I worked at my family's hardware store for 15 years, and then I wanted to go off on my own. My friend at the time offered me a position at one of the garages that he was running, and I was running this garage for a few months before I became a full-time dad. The plan B came into effect for me. And now I always make sure there is a plan B in life. I always make sure that there's something that can come next in case something else goes wrong. I have a plan B in my business, so if I need to diversify, I can. The thing with video, there's lots of different types of video. I can do some of them. I can't do all of them. I can't make Avatar, the film, so I can't do like the animations like that. But I'm very good at the social media side of video. I'm very good at that. So it's like my plan B. What's my plan B? My plan B, so I'm a video coach, but I am also a videographer. So my plan B would be to be a videographer if the video coach didn't work. If the videography didn't work, then I can go down the lines of something else still to do with video, still to do in my skill set, something that I'm trained in, something that I do well. And it will be just something that's that I'm good at, along with something else. Diversification. What is in your strategy that's your plan B? So what's going to stop you if what you're doing now fails tomorrow? What can you then do to make sure that you're still, carrying on a straight line? What can you do to diversify? What's your diversification strategy? Have you got something in place? Have you got a plan B, backup? Now, I don't want you to create this with the thing in mind of what if I fail, what can I do? I don't want it to be that. I want it to be, if I reach the end of my success with this thing, what can I next go into? What's going to come next? If I reach 100% on this specific thing, what can I do to come next, to go to next? Like, it's not all about if I fail this, if I fail that, if I fail the other. It's if I hit the ceiling in this, if I become too good at something and I've mastered it and I've given it my everything, and it's now time for me to improve and grow into something else. What are you going to be growing into? What's that next thing? I want it to be around the same subject as what I do. So with me, it's video. I still want it to be around video. But what's the next thing that I'm going to be doing once I've completed this chapter of my life? What will I diversify into? Because that's a positive mindset. And we're always thinking about positive mindset. We're always thinking about doing things ethically. How can I help more people by diversifying into something else? So that's like, what is my plan B? What's my next thing? What's the next thing? So that's what I want you to take from today's podcast. Have a little think about it. Have a little look at what you've got at the moment. Have a look at what your skills are and what you can do to get to the next step. If you've enjoyed this podcast, you can go and watch it live on YouTube too. And you can also subscribe if you have found value in this podcast. Thank you very much for joining me. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you very much and goodbye.